Innovative content. Global audience.
Very wrong in my studio. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daddy Chris. Yes. Good evening and happy Easter to you all. Daddy Chris is here tonight. It's a beautiful day. It's a Saturday and it's Easter weekend. I hope you guys are having a great time and putting things together. I just decided to do the show tonight because time is not on my side. So I'll spend an hour with you guys. I won't be taking a lot of call, but yesterday I wanted to talk about this topic. I didn't have the opportunity. I felt I should do so tonight. As you guys know, I'm wishing you all the best of the day. I'm sure most of you are having a great time. And I'm going to share in that beautiful evening with you. Yes, I know most of you don't want to see my face anymore, but yesterday I came up with this wicked, very difficult sermon. You know, sometimes you watch some movies and say this is a difficult movie to watch. And that was the kind of sermon I delivered yesterday, and I want to add to it tonight. What I'll be talking about tonight will be simple to understand. You will not understand only because you don't want to. But if you really want to understand what I will talk about tonight, I'm sure we all going to be talking to one another. And I want us to talk to one another with a lot of respect tonight. But we're going to ask a lot of questions. For those of you who are just joining my show for the first time, this is Daddy Chris Show, and tonight I'm broadcasting from the platform of SRTV Television in London, and I'm streaming right now to SRTV, Robo Television, and all. In the coming days, I will be talking more about one thing and one thing only, which is the banner you see behind me. I'll be talking more about what I call the Nigerian Week. It is an event put together to celebrate Nigeria. And you cannot get it wrong because it is a unique time in our history that we are opportune to have this kind of celebration. So I'm going to quickly jump onto it. Let me reset this. Yes. So this is the best way to put it. So I'll be talking more about Nigerian Week today and tomorrow. So I will spend today and tomorrow to talk a lot about Nigerian Week. But what is Nigerian Week? We're going to talk about it at length tonight. But before I go into that, I also want to just throw the question back to you people. For those of you that watched my show before, you know what I mean. But if you've not watched my show before, the question I ask you is, do you think you understand the problem of the Nigerian state? I'm not putting in Africa, let's put in Nigeria. Nigeria have a problem. But what is the problem? Sometimes we always just talk very simple. Oh, there's corruption in Africa. Yes, I know. Why is that corruption? You see, intelligent people don't talk about what is going on. They ask, why is it going on? Or how possible? And so when we think like that, then maybe we'll have solution. Especially now that we came out of a very bitter election, and I know people are still going to court. For me, I want us to move on. But let's assume people go to court and they finish, then let them exhaust all the legal means to do what they need to do. I can understand the pains. But what I'm saying is, do you understand why this is possible? Why they are able to ring election in Nigeria and they cannot ring election in the United Kingdom and go free? That should be the question at the end of our mind. Or do you think our leaders are so wicked that they know what to do and they couldn't fix it? And I want to say this to you sincerely. Sincerely, Nigeria have not really produced a wicked leader. Stupid, yes. Daft, yes. But that they are completely wicked. I can promise you, had Buhari know what to do to solve the problem of the Nigerian state, he would have done it. Had Goodluck Jonathan know what to do to solve the problem of the Nigerian state, in a day, he would have done it. Obasanjo in the second tenure, I saw that man as a president. They are not completely wicked, as we want to call them. Some of them don't know what to do. And they don't want to say the truth that I don't know what to do. And that is my anger with them. If they just can come out clean and say, listen, we don't know what we're doing. I wish you guys can help us to solve some of the problems. Then we will know how to help them. But they live in denial. And I'm going to spend a lot of time to only ask the most difficult question I asked myself before coming on the show. For me, I think very simple, and sometimes I apologize for my stupidity. The question I ask myself this evening is, how can Nigeria have young people who are energetic, ready to work? Wait, this is what I confuse me. Maybe I'm the one that is confused. We have young people who are ready to work. They are young. They are ready to work. And yet, they're going to bed hungry. You see, the land in Niger State alone, sometimes we think Nigeria is only blessed with oil, which is the most stupid thing I've ever heard. The land in Niger State, if we plant it, we will feed the whole of Africa. Yes, some people don't have food to eat in Nigeria. In Delta State, where I come from, if you farm it, so you don't have only oil in Delta State. The land alone can produce enough to feed Nigeria. But yet, we are not making anything. And the funniest thing, we have young people who don't have jobs. And I ask myself, are these people, our government thinking, do they really want to think simple or they want to speak the big grammar? We'll come to that another time. But let's see today. Perhaps that is what I would really love to talk about tonight. But before I can talk about that, because I'm trying to analyze it, and I know when I get into that, that's why I call it tapping on our heritage. I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about how we can tap on our heritage towards the end of this show. But beginning, I want us to understand one thing, that there's only one difference between that country where you live in now and where I live in. I live in the United Kingdom, and most of you watching me today might be in Nigeria. There's only one difference, man. One, it's not as if my life in the United Kingdom, it's why I'm more comfortable when I'm in Nigeria. Because you have Nigeria, you have this big house. You know, when I get to Nigeria now, I can see the 3-level house they just got in Abuja. I would have loved to be there now, but I'm here. If you look at our bedroom, in fact, you pay, let me tell you, if you have extra bedroom in the United Kingdom, they call it bedroom tax. You pay tax on it in those days until there's a judicial review into that and take it out. That's how bad it is. We don't have the space you guys have to misbehave. I don't see a man that is living in that kind of big house you have there. You a church rat, a poor man of those days. I don't know, God give you one appointment and you decide to build a very massive house. And the next thing, Nigeria is not good. My people, we need to understand one thing, and I know you guys don't want to listen to this. When I say it in the extreme way, I call it slavery. I just cannot get out of that topic. I wish I can move on to something else and talk about how we can tap on our heritage. But because we are still enslaving one another, it doesn't make sense for me. And I don't know how I can explain it more. Okay. It's only in Nigeria you hear a senator or a governor going with 2-point-something billion in vote, security vote. Okowa, the governor of my state, I'm not talking of your president. I beg, Mona, let them tell us the truth. Okowa, how much is your security vote? Let us start from there. These guys, you guys are wicked. But you know the question I asked myself today, how is that possible? That Okowa is paid about 2-point-something billion as security vote. You fool, get angry with me. Say Okowa is your brother. Maybe I'm even better for Okowa than you, that is thinking you're stupid. Because Okowa need help. He's sick. So somebody to happily take 2-point-something billion as security vote when the rest people are hungry, that man is a fool. And it's not as if... Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, some few centuries back, the white people came to Africa to do something. And we still talk about it today. We're still asking them for reparation, that they took us as slaves, they should pay us for the job we did. Do you think you would have called it slavery if as at the time they come and they say, okay, we want to take some of people abroad to go and work and we want to pay you so amount of money? Would that be slavery? No, it won't be. Because today, a lot of Africans are they are crossing the Red Sea, dying, risking their life to come to Europe. The same Europe they come to force us. America, they forced us to years back. Today, we are on the run to the same place. That tells me one thing. That the problem is not because they took us away. It's because they did not pay us for the services they made us to do. So, if that makes sense, then maybe we should redefine slavery. So you define slavery as an economic thing and an economic exploitation of human being for the benefit of others. If you agree with me, then we need to talk. Let me go back. Let me start again for those of you just watching me. Today is a difficult topic of Mona Noves. We'll deal with that together. White people came to Africa some years back, and we said they took us away as slaves because most of us are in fact, I was in a class a few days ago, and they put a name out there. The black guy said, "Oh, that is my surname." I said, "That cannot be your surname. A black person don't need to be answering that name." Because when they took us here, they took our names away, they gave us a different name and all that. That is the history now, which is something we don't want to go back to. And as a matter of fact, it has turned out to be a blessing. Don't forget, Moses was sold in the Bible. He come to Egypt and he became the second in command. It became a blessing. So maybe it's not a bad thing. Nobody should be complaining about that kind of slavery now. So if slavery took place then, and I ask a question tonight for those of you watching me, if as at the time they were there to take us away, if they didn't force us, they didn't shame us, they didn't make us look stupid, inhuman, if they had focused on what they wanted, which is looking for people to do labor, because what they wanted is people who help them to work in the sugarcane farm. That was why they came. It's for economy. It's not because they hate you. If they hate you, they don't need to take you with them, carry your burden. They will just kill you there. But they wanted somebody to work for a reduced money or even for no pay at all. That was why slavery happened. So if that is the truth of it, then slavery can then be better described or defined as an economic exploitation, because if they had paid us good money, that wouldn't be slavery, because they would have been that take us to Europe, we do the same job, and they pay us. Like I ask you now, how many people are on the run from Nigeria to America? You see doctors moving out of Nigeria to look for jobs somewhere else. You are on the run. As I'm talking to you now, if I say come to London, you will pack your bag within the next minute and you are in London. In fact, there's nothing that has not happened. How many of us are prostituting in Italy? In fact, it's a story of the past. It's a current story. It's not of the past. Coming from Nigeria, you guys are aware of what I'm saying. So, is it not the same Europe they force us to then that we are forcing ourselves to now? So, it is not that they brought us to Europe or America that was the problem. The truth is they didn't pay us. So, I said, let us redefine slavery as an economic exploitation of some people by others. If that is the meaning of slavery, let's come back to today, Nigeria. Today in Nigeria, a governor of a state, this is the structure we inherited. How he will get here, we don't know. But a governor of a state can go home with 2 billion as security vote. Let me calculate the kind of money Okowa is making. The one I know. Okowa, call me, I will open book for you. You are an idiot. Okay, listen, he gets 2.something billion as security vote. The money that goes to local government, they land in your wallet. How much do you give to the local government? Those of you stupid local government chairmen, I'm talking and you are looking at me. God will punish you. How much does Okowa give to you? It's local government in Delta State is entitled to about 300-something million naira. But they don't even get 50 million at the end of the month. Not 50 million. So Okowa collects 250 million naira times 24 or 25 local government. I bet do the arithmetics. If you add that one, join the security vote. I've not said anything more. You see why they are powerful. Okay. Let's put that aside. Then the SOPADEC, they get 13% of the derivation that comes from the federal government. Let us not talk how much the SOPADEC is getting. monthly. And how much they actually give to them. Ask her and board. Ask her, you be mayor. History will remember you. For all of you that have served there, you are a shame to your generation. And I can stand before you. You can't challenge what I'm saying. And I am insulting. I'm insulted, God, that I come from a place like yours. You goats. You know how much Okowa will give you? And you are dancing, you're marrying your wife. If Askia wanted to go to Senate now, did he fail or not? God will punish all of them one by one. Do you know, Askia, that you owe us a duty of care? When you assume the office of the governor, you owe the people the duty of care, Okowa. I just counted only 3 bodies. I don't want to count the rest. So I'm not talking of Kowa. I'm not talking of the money that come to the state. Oh. I only mentioned 2 holes. Security vote unaccounted for. Local government money unaccounted for. The super deck money unaccounted for. Make Okowa carry me go anywhere. I go open book for him. All I'm saying, I've not said how much the allocation that come to the state. Oh. I've not mentioned anything. But if this man is making all this money, and yet he's borrowing more money for election, God, wicked. And you bring me President Buhari. What has Buhari got to do? Our problem is Muslim, Christianity, or what? Or is an Hausa man? Is Okowa an Hausa man? Is Okowa not an Anglican? You people are sick. Is he not? Okowa goes to Anglican church. You finish, and he go. He and Sharif bring election, finish. They were dancing. We'll come to that. We'll talk about another. That's okay. I'm not going to say anything now. I'm quiet. The election is over. Mona, let me rest. But what I cannot stand from the new government, Sharif, is if we're going to enslave us again. We'll come to that because I'm going to sound a warning at the end. So if all that money is coming to one man, one office of one man, and in this same state we are talking about now, there are people who are graduated the same degree with Okowa. I beg, how much do you take as your salary? You fool that is looking at me, that you are afraid to talk. How much do they pay you? Look at what Okowa is getting. Now some are talk. How much do they pay you? You are a slave. Because slave, as I have analyzed, is an economic exploitation of some people for the economic exploitation of your labor for the other. Because that's what Americans did. They came, they took us, they exploited our work they didn't pay us. And that is it. In fact, actually, they paid us better than what you do now. In fact, taking us as a slave was even better. The people they took as slave, the children are enjoying it now. The children are in America, they're living a better life than those of you in Africa. So slavery has become a blessing. If those people, somebody show a picture of Obama, I said, Obama, they African, I saw it for look like. My people, let us be sincere with one another. Is our problem the white man? The answer is no. Is our problem religion? The answer is no. Our true problem is the economic exploitation of one another within the same community. And these are your brothers. And today now, you people have been crying about Jesus Christ. You go to church, there is going to be Easter. I cannot agree with you, man. I wish I can change the system by force. Trust me, if I can, I will. It's time for this thing to be taken violently. From the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom of heaven suffers violence. I cannot agree. It is unacceptable. It does not make sense. What is going on is wrong. We are exploiting one another. You see, the salary in fact, they say the minimum wage in Nigeria is supposed to be 30,000 naira. If that person is not sick, and yet a governor earned that amount of money. Please go back to do your arithmetic. I'm not talking of the money, his salary. Did we mention Okowa's salary? We did not do. We just talk of how Okowa earned some money as a governor. The same thing is all the governors. So it's not only Delta State. I'm using him as a case study so that you guys know where we're coming from, the kind of trouble we have. It's no joke anymore. And it's not news, but yet you people pretend as if this thing is not happening. And the next minute you go to church. And I said, what did they preach for you in that church? Did they tell you to have slaves? Because the only reason I was angry with the Bible one time was when they called me a Gentile, and I was angry, I was revolting. And when the Bible said you should be humble to your slave master, I said that is not from God. God does not recognize slave. It was your making. God did not create me a slave. Because the Bible I know, the only thing, in fact, that's what America said. They said all men are created equal. If all men are created equal, how come you have slaves? America, hello. Now you've taught us that one, but the truth is America didn't teach us slavery. We've been enslaving ourselves. The only thing that has been common to man is the domination of one another. We dominate. We kill one another. We take each other as slaves. That is where we are today. We enjoy enslaving one another, my people. When is this going to stop? In fact, in the UK here, I can tell you there's no slavery, because if you do a job in the United Kingdom, the minimum wage, they don't play with it. Yet you see Labour Party, the Labour Union, they are on strike. They keep going to strike every day, asking for better pay for nurses, better pay for this, better pay for that. And do you know how much they're earning? There's no nurse here that will not earn up to 3,000 pounds. That is about 3 million naira in a month. How much do you pay nurses? There's a girl that works with me. She just graduated from nursing school. I asked how much are they paying you? Say 25,000 naira. A trained nurse. Now, does the federal government know how much they paying her? Is there a law to that effect? But come to United Kingdom and you employ somebody and pay the person below the minimum wage, you're going to jail. I'm talking of me here now. The only reason you see Ole Dadikri sitting down here and trying to produce shows, it's not because I don't want people, because I cannot afford it. So I have to look for volunteers to come and help me do this mission which I started. And those of you that don't even understand it. That's why I put an office in Abuja so that I can get cheaper labor. You know what? You see what I don't understand is I'm going to talk about the economy, which is the tapping on the Nigerian lesson. I can understand now we have these people, young people to work, being human beings to work, and we have the land to cultivate, and yet we are hungry. Something is wrong with us as a people. And you people come out and you talk about politics. All you people see is politics. The best man is the governor. You see how many praises they praise Sheriff, who is just he was an idiot yesterday. Even when we know that Sheriff was a village fool, he can do better now. But he was a village fool. Fact, Sheriff, you were. But today you are governor. Fine, we're going to work with you. If you listen, if you don't, Sheriff, you're not going to get away with what Okowa get away. I don't care where you come from. Be my son. I will attack you. Big. Sheriff, will come day, one day we'll come focus on you, because if they let you governor, I never see one good speech when you make. Whether that brain, it will work tomorrow, we don't know. But right now, it never activate them. The governor of Delta State need to improve our life. We owe us a duty of care. What Okowa did, we won't allow it again in Delta State. No, we're not going to allow it. We're not going to allow it. There will be good governance now. There will be equal pay. And I said to myself, you know, my people, when I talk here, you can understand the frustration. You can see it in me. It's all over me. You know why? Because Whitney Houston said, if you're being used to being treated well, you can't go back to bullshit. Because I live in a system where there is equity to some extent, I cannot accept what is going on in Nigeria. That is my biggest anger as a human being. And it's so frustrating because I cannot change it. And you people are not listening to me. I am coming before you Nigerians tonight. That since I've been in the United Kingdom, I say it again and again, I've never met a person with a personal driver. Let me say that again. It's like a Liberty Bell I ring here. I use it as the simplest example. You fool, village fool like you have a driver. Akpa like you get driver. Why? Because you have slaves. You know, You are exploiting that human being. Because the normal wage of a driver is supposed to be minimum of 800 to 1 million naira with the Nigerian standard. In the UK, a driver earns minimum of 3,000 pounds, which is about 3 million. Let's say in Nigeria, it should be by 1 million naira. For how much do you pay that man that you call your driver? A full-grown man is your driver. You call him, yes, sir. Okay, come on, yes, sir. I'm sick, man. Nigeria is evil. And what we're saying now, you guys don't know why this is painful. That is why we have a problem. By the time some people are now slave to some, you can see, if you see, have you seen Omar Agege in those days? Thank God they don't drive him from office now. The last time I asked here, I said, who's Omar Agege to be using private jets? Nigeria had the highest number of private jets in the world. Even your pastors, where? Even foolish pastor that was a fool yesterday, he now have a private jet. Who is a fool? Go. In fact, it's not the same God you are serving. Me and you, they go to the same church with me and you. That's why I don't go to church anymore. I won't go. If God said, make I come here, Baba God, I say, come carry me. I said to my God, if not that one, I won't go to that church. A church where a pastor have a private jet and the people are hungry, where they build schools that their members cannot attend. You say, make I go to that church, make I go contribute my money put. I don't say if I'm not going, I see they grow anyway. So my mom, I'm not coming there. And this, I'm not going to be part of the slavery, or I won't be part of your slave. Because I've been to a place where I've been treated well as a human being. I can't go back to bullshit. Young people, Nigerians. When I look at you, young Nigerians, I cry, I weep for you. Because if you know the opportunity, the money that you are entitled to, that the system is not even about the stealing of the corruption I'm talking about. The system actually rapes you daily. Look at, I beg, young people, call around the world and ask how much people are being paid for working and how much you're being paid in Nigeria. It's enough for you to carry cutlass. Now, do you know even the private sector are doing better, paying better salary than the government? How is that possible? Yeah, like I said, I have a girl that goes to work. I'm asking how much is she paid. He said her salary is 15,000 naira. And the transport to go to work and back is 8,000 naira. Not be prostitution, you don't send that pick. The Bible said, when the Lord said, he said, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. You know what is lead us not into temptation? There's nobody that will be led into temptation that will not confess. Even Peter denied Jesus Christ 3 times. It's not the same Peter. Do not lead us into temptation. When Peter see cutlass, said they go cut it. The man said, I don't know. I'm not the one talking. It's in the Bible. You've put our children in the arms way. I'm going to stop. My people, there's nothing I will say anymore that makes sense. It's frustrating. And I don't know what to do anymore, to be honest. I sincerely don't know what to do. I have tried in my little capacity to see if I can make sense as a human being. Obviously, I'm not. So it's time for me to keep quiet. That's why when I come on this show, I want to say something. I want to talk about the positive side of Nigeria. But this cloud is something we need to take out first. Because if you go to Nigeria now, the difference is so clear. You go to Abuja, I was in Abuja last time, and from where I am, I was in Area 11. When you drive into Asokoro, you know you are in another world. And when you come back, you see, it's like what I saw in Demolition Man, that people are in the dungeon, while some are living in the cozy world. And you say, I'm living in the same country with you. And so it's not... I'm going to come up with a political party, man. And all I will sing to Nigerians is what I'm saying now. It's not my way to do so, but I will. Because even when I was listening to Peter, Peter believed in productivity, that Igbo one. But Peter, hey, you've been here. That was what I asked Peter when they were coming on the show. I asked them, Peter, look at the kind of economic wages, look at the salary they pay people in Nigeria. If I ask Tinubu, if I put Tinubu down, they don't come to my interview because they will not get away from that place. If I really mean it, I've been smiling. When when I receive them, because they come on my show, I don't fight them. Because these are young people trying to be governor of Delta State. I know they were never given the chance. But none of you can stand me. I can tell you, I'll be worse than every journalist you've ever met. Because I'm going to put the issue of unemployment, of minimum wage on the floor. And I have never seen. I get so frustrated. In fact, I hate the labor union in Nigeria. I hate you guys with a passion. I'll cut you. So Tony Montana said, I hate the communist. I'll kill him for fun. Exactly the way you have impoverished others. And this, you know, the painful thing, it's not only even the rich people that is doing it. Not because the rich people are actually, they claiming to the government system. The system of Nigeria allows it. Allow a senator to be paid. I brought the salary figure here. That figure, and you cannot pay somebody 30,000 naira. That's why a senator is driving with how many policemen? I beg you, for those of you in Europe, go punish most of you that don't talk. To hell with all of you. How many times do you see a senator or an MP in the United Kingdom being followed by policemen, guiding him? I bet how many policemen they follow your governor? Oh, forget the governor, your senator, the member of House of Rep. Hey, and we don't have enough policemen in the country. So the policemen are guiding the fools. A British police is somebody with integrity. I want to walk away from here. It's paying me. It they pay me for body, my people. A policeman is a honorable job. To become your slave, because the first slave in Nigeria are the police. Those people that even go into they call them military boys. They go into the bush to fight Boko Haram. How much do they pay them? They go and die there. These are the victims. Young people, the police and you and me are victims. We need to get out of this. We need to break out of this bondage. And it is something we can do. You know, I'm going to stop tonight because I have a lot of things going on. I wasn't prepared for this. I thought I can talk about the beauty of Nigeria tonight because I want to do an event called the Nigerian Week, and I have a lot in stock. Because when I say I have a lot in stock, but I have a lot in stock to share with you. A lot to share with you. But I cannot do that in this spirit. I am too frustrated right now. So I'm going to stick to this topic, and I'm going to ask you all to go home tonight and put your president down. Put your leaders down. And I say, look at around you. Look at around you. And look at the few people that are doing well. Those are the people who are opportune to be Uncle Tom. They are not really the slave masters. So I'm going to give you the class of people who have in Nigeria. We have the slave masters, then we have the Uncle Toms. We have so many Uncle Tom, man. So many Uncle Toms in Nigeria. We have the slave master are those ones who are enslaving us like them, you know. Baba Tinubu is one of the slave masters. Obasanjo is a slave master. They know. Not to see Baja. Where is this? Adeboye. Adeboye is a slave master. The other mighty winner, Baba, is a slave master. The reason I know is, you see the number of private jet they have. What did they do to earn it? God said, you, Baba, I know I'm pointing my hands on you. You are a slave master. Okay, now let's leave the slave master. Then, you know how it worked in those days. The slave master don't do the job themselves. They have these people, they give power to do the job. So we call them the Okotoms. The Okotoms are those people around you. They build some houses. You know those fine houses in your villages? They are said they are government. They are Biokowa boys. And they're able to build some fine house. They are the Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom, as we define them during the slave era, they are the ones that they used to whip others. You know, the slave master will not come and whip you. they will take one of you to be the supervisor. That one they whip you. So it's not even the man that the boss don't have time to whip you. You don't have energy to do that. So the same way, Adeboye will not come. Oyedepo will not come and whip you. They are too busy. They are too big. They are big-time slave masters. Oh, you think Tinubu will come and whip you? No, Tinubu is a big-time slave master. He used the Uncle Tom. And you can see Uncle Tom in your communities. So when I'm talking now, they are even more angry. They are the one that helped them to ring the election. Because Tinubu didn't go everywhere to ring the election. You know, Oyedepo is not the one collecting all the money. You know how many pastors who he has the branches now, they collect the money and it comes to him. And he has how many private jets? Me, I don't give a damn what you think. I'm not in your class, man. At my age, no fear. Tell Oyedepo, say, I tell and say him the slave master. Because the Bible said to him that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eyes of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. Make it open, come in, I go open book for him. And that's why when this guy keeping to accuse them, I was laughing. Where are we going as a people, Nigerians? Where are we? Are we living in the real world or we are in another world? Now I'm confused myself. Like I said, I have a few minutes to stay here, so I'm going to try and get out on time so you guys can go and enjoy your Easter. But while you do that, remember what I said tonight. There are some slave masters. The problem with the Nigerian state is not that we don't have enough money. We have so much that the slave masters can actually pay our debts, and they won't even feel it. Yet you're telling us the whole country to remain in slaves. I don't know. In fact, I heard that, before Buhari became president, when he visited Tinubu, the number of cars in the company, he asked, Baba, you they sell car? Well, nobody can be using all that number of cars. How many private jets do you have, Sir Tinubu? And it's only in Nigeria you see a fool, a village fool, who in Papa poor where? The father was a born fool having a private jet. Because he got into government and stole a lot of money. Una say make her quiet. That's where we end the show tonight. Because if I continue, I will offend too many people. If I sit down here, I will offend them. So it's better I keep my mouth shut. You know, when I heard that Gbagi lost election, Gbagi, I used to like you. But that attitude, you know, that I don't know who you think you are. Gbagi, you work. You get one work when you work, you pay your taxes, you can't fit buy private jet. Nigerians. Which work do you work in Nigeria that get you enough money to buy a private jet? Hello? How much are you paid? How much have you paid in taxes that the remaining money justify you buying a private jet? Nigeria have the highest number of private jets in the world. And we have the highest number of poor people. And you're looking for the problem? Are you serious? Do you really want to look for the problem? Or you're joking? Come on, talk to me. Is it the same God that we are serving? I've done my own. My father, I remember when we came from Europe in those days, he invited his friends and the man was dancing. And then that he has left his own. It's left for you guys. So that is where we are. I am at the point. You see, that decrease now is a problem for you because that decrease don't give a damn. If anybody want to put me in prison, I'll be welcome. Anywhere they throw me, in any part of the world today, I'm ready. So I am like in fact, if you kill me, you make life easier. Because I don't even know why I'm here. I sincerely don't know. So I'm not the one that is looking for anything interesting. My life is no more interesting. So I can tell you what it is to your face. I ask Oyedepo, with all those private jets you have, sir, what do you do with them? Private jet, a man of God with a private jet. Look at your members. And yet on Sunday, if they don't pay tithe, you see how you get angry on them. But you know why I love you, Oyedepo? You will soon die. All those things will become nothing. When I say it, you guys, I'm going to die soon. And all this thing will become nothing. So if you like, keep stealing, keep gathering. Those of you I'm talking to tonight, you are angry. But I have a very short time on earth. We're going to leave these things for God who owns it. I'm going to try and walk away because I have a lot going on. Anyway, I'm working on an event for Nigeria because I care about you guys. I want Nigeria to attain its potential. And I wish I would be able to come here and get out of this anger and face that topic. But tonight I cannot. And until we sincere with one another and talk to one another and agreeing with one another that we have too many slaves in our land, this will remain, this failure, this agony remain a self-fulfilling prophecy. And you know the implication of leaving some people in the bush? You know, in the north, where they said they are in government, they have the highest number of uneducated people. The children don't go to school, they take them to Islamic school. But Buhari will not allow his children to go to that school. Buhari's children are studying abroad. That are what do you call them? That northern school where they don't allow you to go and study all the Islamic thing. Buhari children, they are not like that. All the top boys. I saw former Senate president coming to congratulate his child in the UK. Their children are all studying in the UK. But children of poor people are the ones that can go to the Muslim school. They don't allow to have Western education. Western education is a course. And I ask people, who taught you that? Education is for everybody. Knowledge is from God. I don't know where you read the Quran and say that Western education is bad. Knowledge is a God thing. It's not owned by you. It's not for Islam. It's not for Christian. It's from God. So somebody learned about electricity. Why are you using the electricity? If the gun you are using to kill people, who made it? Is it you? It's not the West. And you say their knowledge is bad. Knowledge belongs to God. It's not owned by the West. They might be the one to exploit it and take advantage of it. It's meant for mankind to grow. And my pain is the people that will go to those schools, those ones that are deprived education, they are not the politicians' children. They are my children and yours. But this is the way I love it. They are now kidnapping us, the ones we abandon. And I keep telling people every day, oh, they say the Fulani men are in the bush. They are raping our women in the south. And I say, okay. And are those people the problem? They say yes. I say, you're a very stupid person. Which kind of persons live in the bush anyway? That person is a lost soul already. We should think of how to help them. Because they are not a problem. You want to live in the bush? And say your life, you live with the cattle, and that person is ready to die for a cattle. He's a lost soul, not for a country like Nigeria, so rich. And when they want to come, they tell you, oh, that one is a Muslim, it's not an Hausa man. I thank God that Tiku lost the election. Tiku, I hated you with a passion. When you said Peter Obi, but nobody, no Labour Party in my place, this and that. So you are going to win election because you are a Northerner, you are a Muslim, you have failed, God punish you. My brothers and sisters, it ain't about Islam, it's not about Christianity. We have one common enemy. There are only two people in Nigeria, the rich and the poor. Why the rich? And I want to say it to you, and I repeat it on my show again. It was the rich people in Europe that introduced the welfare package. If you're not working in the United Kingdom, you have a place where you go and take your small money, you feed. Because they know if the poor men are out there, their security is at stake. Your security is now. You can't drive. That car you'll be spending money to buy. Nobody drives now. Because you know those where we pick you on the road and you pay some money before they release you, or they rape your wife in your presence. They go pump her for your face. Is it my fault? I'm not the one encouraging it, but that is what you have caused a society so blessed. Now, our young people are into Yahoo, and you blame the young people for doing Yahoo. Which other option do you leave for them? I want to know. Do you give them other options? You know the three things that succeeded in Nigeria. That's what I wanted to celebrate. And I want to remind you guys today. 3 industries succeeded in Nigeria. And they are the part where government have nothing to do. Number 1 is Nigerian music. I see Burna Boy. Have you seen them? Some of them didn't even have education. Somebody call my name Toki 1. People are calling my name Toki 2. You don't go to school. But he's able to convert that illiteracy into singing. Imagine if that guy was given the chance to educate himself properly. and knows how to play the guitar like ringing a bell. You know where the Shoki will be now? But I want to say to you, Nigerians, that the industry of the Nigerian music, that you see the successful young people, young men and women, they didn't go through government help. Not one government money entered there. Not one. Yet they are the one that is bringing big income to Nigeria, making us proud in Europe as Nigerian. If not, if you go to Nigerian embassy, they don't open the door for you. I was there last. They had to open because sometimes I'm the bitter. But I'm saying, do you understand what I'm saying, my people? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand my anger? Do you understand that? Now let's go to number 2 part of it. This is interesting, very interesting, very, very interesting. Let's put it this way. Number 2. Okay, let's assume that the Chris is wrong, and you are right. The second industry that is successful in Nigeria is movie industry. They call it Nollywood. You know the people that started Nollywood, they were theater artists. And it's not true that theater would have succeeded. It was the Igbo man that didn't go to school that was able to pirate Nigeria. They used to pirate foreign movies. They begin to pirate our own movies, begin to produce our own film and begin to distribute them. That becomes money. Today, it is the 3rd industry in the world, movie industry in the world, more successful than the United Kingdom. Because in the United Kingdom, you don't make film and make money. In Nigeria, people make film and make money. That makes them better, and because we have a big population, but United Kingdom have 80 million. They couldn't do what we are doing now. That should tell you, and this one is done without any effort of the government. That's why I said, in my time, there will be something I call the Nigerian Film Fund. Otherwise, I go tie my trousers and join any Nigerian president. I have problem. You guys have problem with me. Big time. I will not just show tomorrow when I come here. We will support the movie industry. We will support the music industry. And I'm coming again. Number 3, if I lie, go and look at your book. Did you see where Nigerian government put money into Nigerian movies? Okowa said, you see, go punish Okowa. Okowa said he's building a film village. For how much? Over budgeted foolishness. So that you have more opportunity to steal more money. Okowa, when you finish, you go enter prison, rotting for prison. People like us, I wish you evil. Because you wish our children evil. You have a curse from me. I don't joke with you. Swear back. Swear unto you well. Number 3, the fashion industry. We they call them tailor in those days. You know what be tailor? You carry your cloth, go meet tailor, they go sew for you. But you know where Nigerian fashion is today? Is that no, you guys don't even know. Fashion is bringing more money to Nigeria than music and film put together. That is how large people will dress. In those days, if you go sew clothes, it's like joke. Today, Nigerians are paying to get their dressing, and it's going to get better. Because a sense of self-determination is coming. So our designers are now beginning to have a place in history. Not there yet, but can you imagine that these 3 sectors I just mentioned, not one, you don't go, there's no school in Nigeria that teaches you how to music. No school in Nigeria teaches you films. No film school in Nigeria. The only one in the Nigerian Film Corporation, the one in Jos that have a film school, is a rubbish. And then the music. These are kids that practice their craft at home, coming out to make a multi-billion naira industry. And that is what we're doing in the Nigerian week. Anything government of Nigeria put on must be a failure. Why? Because there's no sincerity of purpose. I'm going to run away now because a lot of people are waiting for me. I have a lot of projects coming up, so I'm going to quickly try and leave. But I want to say to you tonight, my name is Daddy Chris, and this is it's 9 o'clock exactly. I don't know how many. I couldn't do more than this tonight, please. And I know most of you have insulted. I want to apologize, but I've said my mind. Tomorrow when I come, I'll say something different. Maybe that is what you guys need to hear from me, because enough of this bitterness. But the truth is, if we're going to get up from where we are now, these are the realities we need to face. We need to ask our pastors, how did you get money to buy private jets? Buhari, I'm so angry with you. Because I thought when you wanted to change the Naira, that you wanted to push out the bad currency, the one buried at home. Instead, you bought to some pressure and you let them bring the money. Now they're going to use it again. Money they stole. It's only in Nigeria you have those illicit funds. In America, you go to prison for it. We call it money laundering. In the United Kingdom, if you have some kind of money that you did not explain how you got it, you go to jail. The fastest route to jail. It's called tax evasion. Do we have laws in the country? Is it for only the poor people? My name is Daddy Chris, and this is Urobo National Television. I'm going to try and close tonight because I think I'm talking too much. I don't think you guys are ready for this kind of lecture yet. And after this, I'm going to say good night. God bless you all. Good night.
SR TV. Innovative content. Global audience.